Businesses spend a ton of money, and salespeople countless hours on the phone following up and qualifying leads. But AI call automation has exploded in popularity, promising to disrupt. Hello?
Hi, is this Joel?
Yes, this is Joel.
I saw you just filled out our Selling Millions contact form, so I'm calling to follow up. Is now a good time to talk?
Sorry, I'm actually filming a video right now. Can we chat in about an hour?
Sure thing. I'll give you a call back in an hour. Talk soon.
Cheers. In this video, we're going to look at the top players when it comes to AI call automation and whether it's truly here to make you more money. Even at the start of this year, I don't think many of us would have thought about where we would end up at this point with AI automation going into 2025. There's been a lot of talk in the industry about how this is going to impact sales and salespeople, and already some main players have emerged. But how good are these systems really? Do they sound half decent? Could they replace a live sales team? And the most important question, can they really convert your leads into paying customers? That's exactly what we're going to look at in this video. So make sure you stay to the end where I give you a rundown on what I think is the most convincing use case for AI call automation. I'm going to ask you for one favor, to please hit that like button. It helps our channel grow and lets more people find our content. And if you want to build your toolkit for extraordinary sales, mindset, and wealth, go ahead and subscribe to that channel. We want to help you grow your sales. Now let's get into it. If you're new to the whole concept of AI sales calls, basically these are automated phone calls by a virtual agent that can be trained on your company's offer, your sales pitch, and even common objections. It's like a robocall on steroids, with the idea being that they're a whole lot more natural to interact with and give you more options to progress your sales process. These tools are designed to handle both inbound and outbound calls. You can set up a number that receives calls to your business. So instead of your staff having to pick up the phone, the AI system would. It would be able to handle things like booking, taking orders, even answering questions about your business, like your opening hours, and record information about those calls. These are inbound calls where somebody is calling in to your business, but they can also be trained to take care of outbound calls. And this is where most of the interest is when we start talking about its applications to sales. You could essentially use these systems to do cold calling at scale, but remember these are regulated. You can call businesses just fine, but to call consumers, you need to have their express permission. But once you have your list of leads, either businesses or consumers who've maybe filled out a form and given you their contact information, you can use these AI tools to call them and help qualify those leads. Or you could use it to contact and re-engage past customers or clients on a new offer that you have. Depending on the platform that you use, these are going to have different integrations, meaning that they can execute different automated tasks for you. They're also going to have different strengths or weaknesses depending on the market that you're in. So let's go ahead and take a look at who the emerging big players are. There are currently 4 tools that are leading the pack, and I'll throw their links in the description so that you can check them out and sign up for some free trials. These leaders are Synthflow, Vapi, Bland, and Air. Now, since starting working on this video, I've actually been hearing some things about Air. They look to be doing really well and probably had the most paid advertising on social media. They were promising the ability to handle longer and more complex sales calls. But I've just started hearing that many of their servers have been down, users have been getting removed from their Slack for asking questions, and there's rumors about potential legal trouble. So for now, I'd probably tread with caution there, and I'm not going to talk about them in the rest of the video. But of course, if the situation changes, I'll let you guys know because they did seem like a really promising tool. As for the others, the general premise of the tools are roughly the same. They're running on AI language models, such as OpenAI, that can be trained on your company's offer by putting in information such as scripts, company documentation, and even common objections that your salespeople face. These tools each have varying degrees of naturalness with the voices that they use, the ability to change the response time of the AI, and different abilities to execute tasks based on the call, either through native functions or integrating with other tools. This isn't going to be an in-depth review of each of these tools, but I want to give you a breakdown of some of the differences between them. Starting with Synthflow, and this is definitely the most talked about on Sales AI YouTube, so you might have heard of this one before, and for good reason. It's an incredibly powerful and easy to use tool. It's probably the slickest, no coding, out of the box option to use. It offers many inbuilt actions, such as the ability to send a text during the call, live calendar bookings, and being able to transfer the call to a live sales agent. It also has a number of built-in integrations, like with HighLevel or Zapier, that allow you to connect to other automations. Synthflow is also integrated with the AI voice tool 11 Labs, which is really interesting, especially when you're living outside of North America, because it allows you to make use of custom AI voices. I'm from New Zealand and we have a very specific and unusual accent, so being able to use a custom AI voice that's generated based on this accent is going to go a really long way in keeping those clients on the phone instead of just hanging up immediately. Because we know that there are already a lot of barriers to face when it comes to cold calling and following up leads, so you don't want that AI voice to immediately turn them off. Synthflow is the biggest investment of the three options, combining both a subscription cost with a per minute fee for the calls. The next tool is Vapi, which, like Synthflow, also has that integration with 11 Labs, allowing you to access the custom voices, which I think is going to be key for those markets outside of North America. It also has that native Zapier integration, allowing you to connect to other automations. It has an incredibly powerful feature called functions that allows for the AI to pull data from a whole lot of different endpoints live during the call to make for a lot more complex conversation, instead of just collecting data. Vapi also has a lot of variations that you can play around with that are going to affect the price per minute. You can select the AI language model that you use and also play around with the AI voice system it's using. Perhaps if you're just handling inbound calls, you're not so concerned with the naturalness, so you're able to select a cheaper option, which I think is pretty cool. Bland is our third frontrunner in this space and probably has the easiest pricing model to understand because it's just 12 US cents per minute as a flat rate. While it's still running on that same 11 Labs AI voice system, it doesn't actually offer integration with the tool, which unfortunately means at the moment you can't make use of those custom voices. This might not be an issue if you're in the North American market, but I do think if you're outside that and dealing with outbound calls, that naturalness is going to be really important with the success of this automation. These tools are definitely not in their final form, and I know that we're going to keep seeing developments that are going to make them more user-friendly and also more natural at that endpoint. If you would like me to go more in depth with a comparison between these tools or how to set them up so that you can make more money, chuck a comment down below. I'd be really keen to hear from you. But I want to get into what I see as the best use case for this tool, because like a lot of you probably are, I was really skeptical at first when I heard about AI call automation and whether it would actually lead to more sales. If you've worked in sales, you already understand that just following the script isn't what brings in the money. That isn't where the real magic is in the sales process. These tools are essentially experts at following scripts while being able to collect and pull data while executing time-consuming tasks. But of course, they're going to lack that human touch that a really good sales process needs, especially when you're trying to highlight the transformative power of an offer. So what I would suggest is we use these tools to free up your salespeople to focus more of their time on income-generating activities, leaving those tedious, time-consuming tasks to the AI. Here's what it would look like in practice as part of a wider sales process. So at any point you can come back to this to get an idea of a real life application if you start to get lost in the weeds. Let's presume that you have a call to action button somewhere on the internet. It could be a contact us button on your website or in a social advert. This would lead to a form submission with a platform like Typeform or Fill Out Form, where you would collect the information of the leads, which gives you permission to use one of these AI tools to contact them and make that call. This would then trigger an automation, a call to that phone number that they've put in the form. That is then going to link to whichever of these services you're using, Synthflow, Vapi, or Bland, to initiate a phone call that's following up with that client. The exact automation is going to depend on which of these tools that you use. On this call, your goal is to qualify the lead, to see whether that lead meets a threshold which you can establish based on the knowledge you already have about your current sales process, to identify whether that client is somebody who is ready to buy now, somebody who might be ready to buy in the future, or somebody that is not at all ready. If your lead is qualified, they meet that threshold that you've set up, then we want to point them towards booking a live call with a real salesperson. This links to the second automation of the process, which would be to a calendar service like Calendly to set up that sales call. Of course, if the lead isn't qualified, that call will end. Now, from a sales perspective, you're going to want to set up the script of your call to be able to differentiate from those who are not ready now to those who have no interest at all. Now, as I said, this is how I would go about setting up an outbound call, making use of this automated technology. But of course, it's going to be up to each business to look at the pros and cons of using automation in this way. An amazing salesperson is doing so much more than just following a script and is going to be making use of so many skills when they are qualifying that lead. But on the other hand, there is huge potential with this to free up that amazing salesperson to spend time on qualified leads, those people that are sales ready. Again, if you'd be interested in a more in-depth tutorial about how to set up a process like this, drop a comment down below, and if there's any interest, I'll be sure to show you exactly how to set it up. While these sales tools won't be taking over a salesperson's job anytime soon, the development with AI automated sales tools provide the potential to turn leads into sales at scale. By making use of natural sounding voices, especially with those custom AI voices, these tools signal a huge step forward from robocalls. In fact, they're not even comparable. When used as a part of a wider sales system that retains the craftsmanship of a good salesperson, freeing them up for more worthwhile activities instead of mindless, time-consuming call bookings, AI call automation could be a win-win for businesses and salespeople alike. At Selling Millions, we want to help you grow your sales. So subscribe to the channel to learn more tactics that are going to grow your business and commission. And if you want to know how you can start selling more expensive products, check out this video about high-ticket sales. It's going to show you how you can use your current sales skills to make more money.